Alright guys, it's Dokkan time again, and today we're going to be going over the EZA Android 16's, his EZA. We're going to go for his how to build, and a lot of people aren't going to be happy about it, because this is now either the second or the third unit in the game, at least or semi around the meta, that should not have dodge. Much like full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku, there's just very little reason to give him dodge. If you give him dodge, you're actually like actively hurting him. Now I have this video uploaded on Twitter, and the quality compression is just absolutely terrible. But as you'll see here, 16 takes like 3 hits. He takes like 2 or 3 hits while fighting Fusion Zamasu. We have Gohan on rotation, and he gets a super in. And wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Any day now. Any day now. Takes another hit, and here comes Zamasu with his super attack. Now, how much damage is he going to take? Well, he took almost nothing. So, he took almost nothing because he has a bunch of damage reduction in his kit. So if you go over his kit, he guards all attacks. He has plus an additional attack and defense, plus 80% when attacking. High chance of performing a crit within the same turn after receiving an attack. And then he reduces damage received by 16% whenever guard is activated, up to 48%. And then he has an additional attack plus 80 and defense plus 160, and all allies key plus 3 and attack and defense plus 58% when your team has Super Saiyan Gohan Youth or Super Saiyan 2 Gohan Youth attacking in the same turn. That's a pretty good supportive unit, I'm not going to lie to you. The biggest issue with the 16 is 110% that Super Saiyan Gohan Youth. So he loses, well, how much defense does he lose? He loses, Jesus. He loses 160% defense for not having Gohan on the attacking rotation. So I have not personally tried him too much without Gohan, but with Gohan, he's pretty good, but at the same time can be questionable from time to time, which was the thing I was trying to get to my point about. He can take some damage, you know, he can definitely take the damage, but he has to get those hits in, because otherwise he's not going to build up his damage reduction. The only reason that he took almost nothing right here is because he had the damage reduction. Post-Super, 16 probably has around roughly, I want to say probably around 800, 900k defense with just one super going off. He only gets hit, what was that, twice? Did he get hit twice right there? Let's count that. He gets hit one time. He gets hit one time. And you're going to see the damage difference. You're going to see the damage difference. We also have Bulma buff activated. So there's that to keep in mind. That's a big difference. Can we talk about that? Can we talk about the difference in that damage right there? He took 115k. He took 100k damage because he didn't get hit. Yeah, I would say that each hit matters. I would rather have taken a second hit or something to build up that damage reduction. You got to realize 16% probably doesn't feel like much, but if he gets hit a second time, you're at 32%. That's almost a free Icarus item of damage reduction. And then if he gets hit again, he's at 48% damage reduction. So having the damage, that's just wild. Now, mind you, you have to actually get hit 3 times, and then the preceding 4th attack on him would get 48% damage reduction. But the point is, he has guard, he has damage reduction, so he really needs to get hit to get that damage reduction. It does matter. It does make a difference. It does matter. I'm sorry, it does. Let's go a little bit further with this and him going against the physical points of the fight, where probably a little bit more damage is going to leak through here. So he got hit 2 times right there. Is that 2 times? Let's see here. Let's go back and take a look. 1, 2. So in total right there, before he's getting super attacked, he has a total of 32% damage reduction with guard. He has not supered yet. So 32% damage reduction right here versus a 1.7 mil super. And he takes 260k 260k damage right there. So that means he had totally reduced the total of like 1.4 mil. He reduced about 1.4 million damage right there. So yeah, I mean that's very good. But he could have had more damage reduction. So you could have gotten that damage even further down. Could have even went further. So I really cannot emphasize enough that you need to make sure that you don't focus on dodge. Obviously, it's a little difficult. He's an intelligence unit. He's going to start off with 5 dodge. He doesn't need the built-in crit because he doesn't need crit because he has a 50% chance to perform a crit already. Well, after he's received an attack, of course. But this guy's not doing like loads of damage. He's not doing loads of damage. He doesn't need the crit. I mean, how much? What's his attack modifier right there? 5.2. Like 5 million damage is like nothing. I mean, mind you, a crit is a crit, you know, so it's ignoring defenses and so forth. I mean, is he even gonna damage the Masu right here? I'm more curious about that. Is he even gonna damage him? Yeah, he did a little bit of damage. He did a little bit of damage there. So I mean, crit helps. And so I understand some people don't care to give crit to a obvious support unit, but at the same time, dodge is actively hurting him. It's actively hurting him, and that's not an understatement. So I would just highly suggest against the dodge if you can help it. If you want to go the full dodge route, that's entirely up to you. I understand the agenda. It does make sense in my brain to you know, put the dodge in. If he was gonna, I don't know. I would rather try to take the normals first, because if he dodged that normal right there, he would have taken more damage. And that's just the thing about it, is like, if he takes a normal and knocks off a giant percentage of the enemy super attack coming at you, it's more worth it to take that hit than to dodge it. Or you can just dodge the super is probably the logical answer that most people are going to give. Like, I don't need to care about that. I can dodge the super. Maybe you can, you know. But yeah, my highest suggestion is just give him additionals. Hopefully he'll double super if a super attack comes in after he super attacks. And I would definitely suggest a defensive orb. A defensive orb is going to go pretty far with him. I would also suggest that you have as many dupes as possible. I do believe I've seen this guy on a couple of bonus packs throughout the year. He's like bundled up with a couple LR bundles that we've seen like during worldwide download. I don't think he's a redstone, but he might be like a blue. I'm trying to think of what stones he's a part of. He's definitely been featured in some free-esque ways to get him. I think he's good. He just drastically needs to have that Super Saiyan Gohan youth. And I think that's the worst part about him, is that he needs Super Saiyan Gohan youth. And there's just no good Super Saiyan Gohan youths. I mean, there just really isn't. I'm gonna try and look for some right here, right now. Like, I just don't think that we have the kind of... I don't think we have it, you know? I don't think we have that kind of... Like, look at all these Super Saiyan Gohans we have. We have this Gohan right here. We have this Gohan right here. This Gohan. This one. This one. Oh, God, this one. There's just not very many options. And even the LRs are lacking pretty hard. Probably the two best options for any Gohan with this guy is this one right here, which wants to be in slot 3, ironically. And then, of course, the LR Gohan. So, this Gohan can be okay. He can be okay now because we have longer fights on JP. But at the same time, he's still aged pretty hard. You need to focus his stacks. If he doesn't stack fast enough, he's a problem child. He's a problem child for 16 specifically. This is the newest Gohan. If we get another Super Saiyan or Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, it's not going to be... I don't think it's going to be for a while. because we just got this one. So more than likely, we might get a Super Saiyan 2 sometime soon. Or we could get an EZA or Awakening. This guy still needs to get an EZA. This guy still needs his EZA. And with both of those, I think that they could very well definitely benefit him. I would say the best team you can run 16 on would probably be tournament participants, which would be for the Androids 17 and 18, which I do not own. It is one of the few units in the game I don't own. Unfortunately, they are the sole provider of that category, so I don't have the option to use them. Powerful Comeback is usually a team you can rock with. Yeah, Powerful Comeback is a team you can rock. And, of course, the Cell games with the other Gohans. So, but anyways, guys, let me know how you're going to build your Android 16. Are you just going to treat him as a dodge or die kind of supportive unit, slight-esque tank, or are you just not even going to use him? So, but anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and I hope you have a good day and a good night.